Hello, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I am very excited to show you this journal I've been working on. I haven't done a mixed media kind of cover in a long time. So I have had this beautiful piece of needlework, and it is this beautiful woman here who is reading a book, and I thought that was perfect for a journal. Maybe she's writing in her journal. How wonderful is that? So it's I left it on its original piece here and wrapped it as far as I could get it there, and it's actually a very old book underneath, so I did leave some of the original book showing here and just put some gauze around there. And I made the bangle out of some really beautiful old pieces here. This is not that old, but I did leave the chain intact so that somebody, if they wanted to take it off and wear it, they could. And just some beads and ribbons that sort of matched the theme of the book. So let's take a look inside. Remember, everything in here is authentic, antique, and vintage ephemera. Everything. There's a few tea-dyed pages that I added for extra journaling space, but nothing in here is commercial, printed, digitized. This is the dust jacket of a vintage book that I just thought was so beautiful. The book has long been sold as a junk journal, but I just thought it looked really beautiful there with the colors of the wrapped needlework. So I just have a lot of really fun pieces in here. This came from a lovely antique book here, and it's under its original onion paper. Isn't that cool? And I just have a little paper clip there, paper clip cluster, lots of old children's books from the 20s and 30s. Here's a great receipt here from 1953 from a butcher, and 1920s book, or sorry, banknote. Made this little booklet here out of some of my scrap antique papers, and that is a watercolor book page cover. And yes, so those three things. This is from the, look at that, Modern Fairy Tales, The Elf of the Woodland. That's from 1937. This is fabulous here. This is a full page out of a 1949 needlework book, and I thought that should go in here. So this is all needlework. Isn't that cool? So it kind of goes with the theme of this book. I love it. Very colorful. And then of course I put my little hidden journaling spot under the flap here. And also, whoop, not that one. And here is some dried hydrangea petals that I've kept. That's more of the netting from the cover, needlepoint. A pearl shop receipt tucked into this little pocket that I made out of a antique children's book page. And this is from an antique botanicals, How to Make a Garden in America. More fairy tale books. This is really cool. This was typed up on an early 1900s typewriter, and it's going back to log the headlines of the day. So this one is from 1885, Alberta in the Imperial Scheme. They're very interesting. This one's about England and the story of the day, how England and Canadian governments got along at the time. There's lots of American things in here too. Same line. This came from an 1890s magazine, Demarest Family Magazine. Look at the beautiful decor they're showing off in here. Love it. And another little American banknote here. Isn't that pretty? And just some journaling pages here, and a vintage atlas page, and a vintage chance card from a Monopoly game. Some doily there, vintage doily. Children's book pages, recipe pages. Look at this fabulous 1800s page out of a Sunday reading for the young. And you have to guess the animals. Cat, dog. Sorry, I'm making fun of the 1800s children. Okay, another doily here. Oh, look at this fun craft book, vintage craft book page for children. Isn't that fun? An Easter Bunny, Christmas, vintage music sheet. And this is from 1961, a Beacon Lodge attendance log. And this, look at this fun pattern from the 70s. Look, remember ladies, shoulder pads and big hair. So in here I've tucked this 1923 antique book page, and on the back I put some antique paper for journaling because it's a little old and brittle, and a vintage canasta score sheet here that you can vintage on the back of as well. And you can tuck all kinds of your own things in here too. And just, you know, look at this amazing color postcard from 1907. And then this is from a vintage bird book here. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? And so much stuff in here. It's crazy. Look at these. I hope they're sisters. Reminds me of me and my sister from the 1920s. And this is also from 1923 from a French book. And Camembert. And the little comics on the back there, but some great spots to journal. A vintage botanical book page, a 1938 full double-sided almanac page from September during the war. And this is a page out of an antique book as well, The Living Shakespeare, and you've got some room to journal in there as well. And that's all made out of a little pocket from a 1930s children's book. That's sweet. A baby embroidery book and crocheting. I made a vintage journaling tag here out of a 1955 pocket stamp collector's page. And look at this from the 1905 art education book. Look at that. That is gorgeous. The spectrums and the, oh my gosh, I love that. I almost didn't give that page up, but I'm happy somebody is going to enjoy it in this very special journal. More pages here, and then that just brings us to the back. I've got this wonderful little vintage pocket dictionary page, the little tiny journaling tag, and it says curious, and then some antique paper on the back as well. So it's really chock full of stuff. So much stuff that it had a little hard time closing, so hence the gauze to close it. That's going up on Etsy now, hyperstamper.etsy.com. I hope you'll visit, and don't forget to subscribe. Oh, and by the way, this is 6.5 by 9.5. Bye.